What's going on today, guys? I got another little blind set up here for y'all. I'm trying to do some different things that I have in my little collection, and just I don't know, just something I thought about. And today, as you can see before you, I have all my Knob Creeks. Well, almost all my Knob Creeks. There are a couple that I did not include. But as you can see, I have Knob Creeks ranging from the 18-year all the way down to the basic 9-year, or it's labeled as Knob Creek 9 now, but I think that is just your regular Knob Creek. So we have the 18, have the 15. This is a limited release. These are a little harder to find. We have the 12-year. I do believe I'm pointing these right. I have the two different 9 years. I have a 9-year single barrel, and then I have a 9-year just standard. These are all 100 proof except for the single barrel. It is 120. So I got these set up as a blind. I'll pull these off to the side here in a moment and reveal my blind glasses. These are no particular order other than the 18 down to the 9, or if you will, the most expensive here down to the least expensive. Knob Creek is made by Jim Beam. It is their I don't want to call it their premium line, but their middle of the road line. It's not their cheapest product, but it's not their most expensive either. The only two I have not included today, I also have, are the smoked maple. That is a 90 proof flavor added Knob Creek. This stuff is disgusting. I'm sorry if you like it, but that stuff is gross. The only reason I keep it around is because my wife does put it in her tea from time to time. And I also have the 7-year rye. I did not include that in this blind because I didn't think it'd be fair to put a rye up against all the other bourbons. So try to get right to it here. Let me get these pulled off to the side. I'm not going to try to guess what these are. I'm not going to sit here and tell you every little difference about them. I'm basically just going to do blind and range them from, I guess, my favorite to least favorite, is for lack of a better term. I've poured these a little bit ago. I've been mixing them up. These are my labeled glasses for distilleries, but distilleries doesn't matter, just like in my previous video. These are in no order. I did my best to blind them by myself, so I do have some water here on the side ready to go if I need to cleanse my palate. So I don't make this video super long. I'm gonna get right into it. I'm just gonna go through them, give just a real quick initial thoughts on the nose and on the palate, and then the finish, and then to go back through them a second time, and then I'm going to arrange them and then do a little reveal on what they are. So first things first, I'll just get right down the brass tacks here on the end. I mean, these are all going to be similar on the nose. I mean, your traditional bourbon profiles on the nose. It's a little bit of, there's quite a bit of oak there. Like I said, these all are going to be very similar. Just some are going to be oakier than others. Some are going to just be a little more creamy than others, I think. I'm just going to go through them real quick. This one smells a little sweeter. Ooh, that one's quite a bit more oak. That's a heavy oak. Very heavy oak on that one, but it does smell sweeter. One's got more of like an ice cream, vanilla ice cream nose to it, so quite a bit sweeter, I guess, if you want to call it that. A little bit more subdued on the flavors, but it is a little bit sweeter. Like I said, I'm just going to rock it through these because I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here and watch another long video. That one's definitely got some more oak versus the last one, but not as much oak as the second one here. A little more of that creaminess, a little more viscosity on that one. It's got a funk to it. What is that funk? Not as much oak. So far, these two are the oakiest. This one's probably the sweetest. The two outside ones are more of a standard flavor profile, I guess. Middle of the road flavor profile. Just clean up here a little bit. I'm going to start on the sweeter one first this time. I think I lost a little bit with my drink of water there. So I probably ought to go back through all of them with the water. No more drying on that one. That one's got that drying too. These two definitely have a lot of that more of the oak. So I'm going to guess those are the two older ones. Yeah. Got a heavy oak on the backside. Could be the single barrel too. Ooh. That one's got the age. That's like old dusty there. Could that be one of the older age statements, or could that be the single barrel with a little more proof to it? I'm gonna go back through and I'm gonna nose them all. I'm going to start arranging them there in the order I think I like them. And then I'll probably go back through them real quick. Getting a little low. This one I accidentally poured a little too much. I hope I forget what that is. I mean, I don't remember what it was, but I poured these and then I tried to do the whole camera setup thing, so I'd forget which ones they were. And then I carried them from the counter, the kitchen counter, over to the kitchen table, and then I shuffled them. Then I walked away and went and got my water and used the restroom and stuff. But this one, I think I'm going to leave this one in last place over here. It's because it's just got a little bit of a younger flavor to it. Like, I know these are all 9 years and older, but this one's just a little more young, a little more harsh. Still very good, still very creamy. It's got that Jim Beam peanutty finish to it. But of all these, I think this one just had the oddest finish. So, not the worst finish, just the oddest finish. It wasn't drying, it wasn't sweet, it wasn't oaky. It was just, I just drank some whiskey finish, you know, basic finish. There's a reason I skipped over this one. Yeah. That one's super dusty. Oak, and more oak. You can taste the barrel. Not bad, just drying, lots of that oak flavoring, like you're chewing on a piece of aged oak. One more wash here. All right, this is my order from my most favorite to least favorite. All still very good. I'd drink any of these any day of the week. Based on price, as I go through them, I'll tell you what I think of the pricing of them and availability here in Ohio versus out of state. But just so I don't make this video too long, I'm just going to start right into it. I do have these labeled on the bottom. So this one I thought was, I thought it lacked a little bit of finish. It's still very good, had a lot of sweetness to it. I would hope that this is the standard 9-year, but I have a feeling that it's probably the 12 because I've been a little under, the 12 has underwhelmed me since I've had it. But it's still very good. I still like it, and people rave on the 12. But I like proof. I like a lot of complex flavors, and the 12 for some reason to me doesn't have a lot of the complex flavors. Just knowing, I haven't had any of these for quite some time, but the two that give me that impression are the 9 and the 12. So what is this? It's the 12. So this is the Knob Creek 12-year. A lot of people praise this bottle, hunt this bottle, and it is very good. If you can find it for around the MSRP, which I believe is $60 to $70 for a 12-year age-stated product, it is fantastic. I would not overpay for this. I would not overhunt this. But tonight it just had those basic flavors, which, you know, sometimes that's what you want. You want basic bourbon. You want a smooth finish, which this is. People hate the word smooth for finishes, but that's what that is. It leaves nothing behind. The finish disappears quite quickly. So for the $60 to $70 range, maybe push 80. If you've never had one, this is a good buy. This is seldomly available in Ohio. I've seen them on the shelf maybe twice in the last year and a half. I purchased my bottle as a bundle deal at a liquor store in Elizabethtown. I think I bought this and a Larceny together. So I did pay MSRP, but I had to buy it in a bundle. So I don't regret that purchase. It is very good. But today it comes in last. So this next one, this is the one I said was super oaky, like super chewing on a barrel. I'm gonna guess that this is one of the older age statements. I'm probably gonna guess this is the 18 because this is the initial thoughts I had when I bought this 18. Well, before I even start talking about the 18, let's see if that's what it is. And that's what it is. There was almost no doubt about that. This 18, it is super oaky. It is exactly as advertised. It's an 18-year-old bourbon. It's been in the barrel for quite some time. This one, it would greatly vary on your flavor profiles on what you like, on if it's worth the buy or not. Retail, these are about $160, $170. I did pay for that here in Ohio. I think it was $169. These are occasionally on the shelf here in Ohio because of the price. A lot of people have trouble pulling the trigger on $100 and almost $200 bottle by the time you figure in taxes into it. But this is heavy oak. If you want like an older age statement, if you want super oaky, you love that barrel flavors to it, this is your guy here. This is fantastic. Is it overpriced? In my opinion, yes, because I think it's kind of a one-noter on the finish. It's oak, it's smoke, and then it's done. You don't get a lot of the sweetness on the palate. It's not super viscous. All you get's heavy oak and smoke. That's it. Oak and smoke. If that's your thing, this is your bottle. Yeah, and that's kind of where we're at with it. The next one I thought was a heavy oak too, but it had a little more sweetness to it. It had I thought a little more viscosity, but it's still that heavy oak on the finish. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess this is the 15, just because it's really similar to the 18 on its finish, but there is some sweetness there. It brings in more of that peanut sweetness, the peanut butter sweetness, and then the oak comes in. And honestly, the oak lingers a little longer. It's just not as powerful as this one. So if I had to guess, I'm going to guess this is the 15, and I'm wrong. That is the standard 9. This is your standard variety 9. So just goes to show that it's not always what it seems. So Knob Creek 9-year. This should be available everywhere. This is your standard shelfer Knob Creek. I think it used to just be called Knob Creek. Now they're starting to label it the Knob Creek 9. I could be wrong on that. But this is everywhere here in Ohio. I think it's 35 to 40. I apologize. I should have looked these up before I started this video. But I just kind of wanted to just do it off my hip today and make it a little more entertaining that way. So yeah, a little. If you like oak and a little drying finish with a slight bit of sweetness, and at least today. Everybody's flavors change day by day. I could do this blind probably tomorrow and the next day and come up with a different lineup. That's just what it is today and how everything's are panning out. So the next one. I thought this one was a little more viscous, a little more thick, a little more ethanol. And due to that, My guess on this was the single barrel, because it is 120 proof on the single barrel. Has an excellent finish. It lingers for a long time. I get some decent oak on the finish with some, like I said, with viscosity. It's creamy. I really liked it. It seemed to go down very nicely on like a dessert level. And now that I'm staring at the last two bottles, I'm starting to wonder if this isn't the 15. But I guess we'll just find out right now. Nope, this is the 9 single barrel. So I was correct on that one. Yeah, single barrels are going to vary by barrels, obviously, because every one is a single individual barrel. This is not a store pick whatsoever. This is a standard shelf item here in Ohio. They don't do store picks. I mean, they do, but individual stores don't do store picks here in Ohio. They do OHLQ picks, but this is not one of them. This is just the, they just call it single barrel reserve. So basically it's a single barrel that Jim Beam or the folks at Knob Creek have chosen as a single barrel item, and it is bottled at 120 proof. So that is where I get that more viscosity, more of that heavy hitting, oak on the back, on the finish, with the thickness and the creaminess, because it is thicker. I'm not sure if these are uncut or unfiltered. Don't believe so. No, it does not say unfiltered. It is just a single barrel, proof down to 120. So here in Ohio, these are mostly available. I've seen a few stores where they're not at, but I'd say 50-60% of the stores have these. So if my store, me and my local town don't have one, the one down the road probably will. So that brings us down to, and this is honestly kind of a little disappointing, but why this one came out on top today is the Knob Creek 15. This one is probably going to be one of your hardest to find, because the 15 is kind of a bit of an anomaly. I don't even think they list the 15 on Knob Creek's website. I purchased this online, and I don't remember the store I bought it from, to tell you the truth. It was a limited release. It came in its funky little box with the plexiglass in it, kind of like a Booker's does. And this one's kind of all there. Like it drinks hotter than that 100 proof for some reason. So that's honestly, I thought the, what was it? I think the 12, and I thought these two would be reversed. This is really what I thought this was gonna be. Oh, sorry, not that one. The 12's down here. Yeah, I thought the 12 was gonna be in the middle, and then this was gonna be down here by the 18. So that's it, but that's the blind today. Today's blind winner, Knob Creek 15-year limited release, limited edition 100 proof. So we have the 15, we have a single barrel, we have the standard Knob Creek 9, the 18, and the 12. So that's where everything kind of landed today. Well, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to get a little bit of the rye just to see where it would fall in line with some of these other ones. A little disclaimer, I am pouring it into a glass with some of the, that had some bourbon in it. But all that rye is good. Can't go along with that rye either. It sits right there in the mix. Depends on your palate for the evening, but yeah, it would probably fall in right in the middle of all these. That's it today, guys. As you see, today's blind outcomes could vary from tomorrow's blind. But go out and find the one that you enjoy, and you can't go wrong with any of these. And I love y'all. See you in the next one.